Hello, and you're very welcome to Kenny Park here in Athenry for Galway against Waterford in this 1A clash. It's the All-Ireland champions from last year, Galway, taking on the high-flying Waterford. Waterford surprised a lot of people last time out when they beat Cork 1-12 to 9 points, a 6-point win for them. So they come into today's game full of confidence. They currently sit third in the table on 3 points. All-Ireland champions Galway. Now, they've only played one game, but they have been slow enough to start in this year's league campaign. They lost the first day out to Kilkenny 1-13 to 2-11, so a 1 point loss for the Galway women. They currently sit fifth in the league. They've had a very busy week, more off the field than on the field. They went over to America last week as a kind of a celebration team holiday, brought the cup over. Everything was going well until Sunday evening when they were due to come home. Due to the adverse weather conditions over in New York, the heavy snow, their flights were cancelled. So a lot of the team only got home on Wednesday and Thursday morning. So I imagine that would have affected their preparations in a big way for today's game. The match, of course, was moved to Athenry this morning. A really good decision by the Camogie Association and everyone else involved. And the pitch here and the facilities in general, considering the time of year, considering everything else that's going on, the pitch looks absolutely immaculate. The facilities are good here. We have a scoreboard, we have a clock, we even have a good position for our broadcast. So hopefully we'll be able to put on a bit of a show for you today, and hopefully the players on the field also put on a show for us. We're expecting this to be a good one. The last time these sides met was back in June in the group stage of the All-Ireland series, with Galway winning that one by 5 points. And of course they went on to win the All-Ireland, maybe slightly surprised a few people, beating Cork in that All-Ireland final, having lost to Cork in the league final a few weeks before. They lost heavily to Cork in that one. They lost by 11 points. Before we go any further, we'll take a look at the two teams starting with Galway, and there's actually two changes at both sides. We'll start with Galway and we'll get to their two changes momentarily. But in goals they have Fiona Ryan. Their full back line is number 2 Rachel Hannafy, 3 Roisin Black, and 4 Katie Manning. 5 is Alana Kelly, 6 is Ciara Hickey, and 7 is Katie Ann Porter. Their midfield is Jennifer Hughes, and number 9 is Carrie Dolan, the team captain. Number 10 is Niamh Mallon, 11 is Niamh McPeak, I should say, and 12 is Aoife Donoghue. Then their inside line is where the two changes are. Maria Dillon makes way for number 18 Ava Crow. Number 19 then Ava Carr is in place of number 14 Caoimhe Kelly, and number 15 then Niamh Nyland makes up their starting 15. Moving on to the visitors, Waterford, as we said, coming into this one after beating Cork the last day out. Their confidence is up at the moment and they're expecting to put in a big show today. So in goals for them they have Noelle Murphy. Full backline number 2 Vicky Falconer, 3 is Clodagh Carroll, and 4 is Lana McNulty. Half backline is 5 Rachel Walsh, 6 Keely Corbett Barry, and 7 Ciara Sherlock. Their midfield is Lorraine Bray and Abby Flynn, and their forwards are number 10 Emer O'Neill, 11 Beth Carton, and number 12 Bevan Bodrin. Their inside line then has two changes as well, but one player who remains the same and remains consistent and has remained consistent for the Waterford senior camogie players for the last 17 seasons is Niamh Rockett. 1-1 the last day. She starts at number 13. Number 14 Leisha Forrest is replaced by number 21 Sarah Lacey, and number 15 Roisin Kerwin is replaced by number 18 Orla Hickey. So they are the two starting 15s as we have them at the moment. The match referee today is Cathal McAllister of Cork, and you can see the Waterford team there just in their last huddle. Niamh Rockett was out there taking a few frees. You just see her there joining the huddle at the last minute. She'll be important today, as we said. 1-1 the last day out. What can she produce today? Remains to be seen. The rain started a few minutes ago. It's been there or thereabouts for the last maybe 20 minutes or so. It's not really scheduled to come any more after this, but them clouds look fairly threatening. Hopefully it holds off and hopefully we have a good game. Waterford the next day out, they play Antrim on the 7th of March up in Antrim, so that's another big trip for them to go on. While Galway, they take on Tipperary on the 7th of March, and that again is away for them. That is down in the Rag in Tipperary. So last home game for Galway for a few weeks, and then just another leg on the trip for Waterford as they're going to be travelling around the country over the next couple of weeks. Them games are both on the 7th of March. Galway, of course, their manager Cathal Murray, he's 8 year in charge, guided them to the All-Ireland finals and All-Ireland final wins even in 2021 and 2025. The Sarsfields clubman, of course, he won a county title as a player with Sarsfields back in 2015. Waterford, they have Michael Boland in charge, a Limerick native. He's 2nd year in charge. He was a selector with the side in previous years, and he took charge there during the league there last year and has come in. Corsie Rovers, of course, he managed them back in 2020 to a Cork senior title, and he has coached the Cork Minors to 4 All-Ireland titles in the past as well. So a man with plenty of experience. So both sides just getting their last bits of instructions, and we should be ready to go very, very shortly. This one is due to throw in at 3 o'clock. We're slightly gone beyond that at the moment, but we'll allow that. I suppose considering the conditions, as we said, considering some of these Galway players could be suffering from a bit of jet lag, maybe they're just giving them a couple of extra minutes to acclimatise. Last year Waterford reached the All-Ireland semi-final, but they were beaten by Cork by 10 points in that encounter. League-wise they finished 4th in 1A last year with 2 wins and 3 losses. Now Waterford are undergoing a huge amount of changes at the moment. 12 players from last year's panel aren't available to them for various reasons this year, so it's a completely new panel. They've got a few in from the under-23s, they have a few players back who were away for a few years, but 12 players to leave your panel from one year to the next is a huge turnover, and it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that. So the Waterford players are just going into position. The Galway players going through their last little bit of a warm-up. The high knees routine is the last thing they're about to finish as Waterford march down. Waterford will be playing from right to left as you'll be looking at it, and Galway the opposite way. So Waterford will be defending the goals down to our right-hand side. And we are nearly ready to go for this one. Carl McAllister, as I said, match referee. See Donegal Callahan, the Limerick linesman, on the far side of the field as well there, keeping an eye on things. We're just talking about a few of the new Camogie rules there off air before this one starts, so we'll keep an eye on a few of them. There is a mark, which is an interesting one. If you catch the ball directly from a puck out outside the 45, you can call a mark. Of course, that line ball, the new line ball rule, you can take a line ball inside your own 45 out of your hands, so keep an eye on that. And of course there's a couple of other rules like descent, and only the captains are supposed to be able to talk to the referees. These new experimental rules we're going to keep an eye on and see how they go. Straight away it looks like Waterford have moved Ciara Sherlock out there wearing the number 7 and the blue helmet out to midfield, and Rachel Hannafy is out there wearing number 2 for Galway in contesting this throw in. So again, just waiting for the backroom teams to get off the field and stuff like that, and we're nearly ready to have this one thrown in. Galway against Waterford, 1A, the National Hurling League, sponsored by Centra. The ball is in, the game is on, and away we go. And it's Waterford who are defending at the moment. That's Carrie Dolan, sends that one in long, but it's going to be defended by Clodagh Carroll. Clodagh does well, but she's met a fairly big shoulder there by Niamh McKeep, and it turns out that that's okay. We're trying to see a bit more physicality in the game, but that one drops short, and Noelle Murphy picks it up, feeds it outside as far as Emer O'Neill. Emer goes down, and that nice bit of skill from her. She's a little bit of a pull and a drag there by Porter. The referee says play on, play it down as far as Lorraine Bray, the little dynamo. This player has an engine that just doesn't stop. She maybe tripped there. The referee's again just letting it go, letting the players feel their way into this one, and that one is nicely picked up there, driving forward. That's the Ava Carr, we talked about her coming in. Carrie Dolan now goes down, and that gives it back as far as Carr under a bit of pressure, being pushed out to the side, and she goes past Corbett Barry though and sends it in, but the ball isn't accurate, and the Waterford defence there is able to pick that one up, and out comes Sherlock with that one again, sends it up along the line, nicely controlled. This is Emer O'Neill. Emer O'Neill, there's players on her back. Oh, she runs into a collision there with Aoife Donoghue, last year's Camogie Player of the Year, of course. I think it was more of an accident than anything malicious in it, but it is going to be the free going the way of Waterford. The referee is actually going to crawl across Aoife Donoghue and have a little chat with her. Is he going to produce the first card? He's saying there, you led with the shoulder. Not really what we're trying to encourage here, I think seems to be the message, and I think she will end up in the book inside the first 2 minutes, so she will have to be careful for the remainder of this game, and that is a yellow card there for Aoife Donoghue, first yellow card of today's game. So now Niamh Rocket has a chance to open her account, but she decides to go short on this occasion. They do probably have the breeze in this first half to Waterford. Beth Carton now has it, 2 players standing up, that won't stop Beth. Beth comes inside, she strikes and she scores. Good work there from Beth Carton. Niamh Rocket there did the unselfish thing. She looked up, realised maybe I don't have the legs in this one, saw Beth Carton inside on a run. Beth had 2 players standing her up, stepped inside both of them and strikes that one over the bar, and Waterford lead by 1 point to no score. Batted down there again. That's nicely picked up by Lorraine Bray over there with the red helmet. Lorraine gives a short little pass inside. That looks like it's Flynn who has it. Flynn gives it back. This is a really good team move. That looked like it was Orla Hickey. Orla Hickey just helped that one inside, trying to get it into Bodrin. Bodrin couldn't control it though, and Galway through Roisin Black on the far side of the field has it. She gives it up to Ciara Hickey. Now Ciara Hickey plays that down maybe 10 or 15 yards. Good pace to this now by Niamh McPeak, but her ball isn't brilliant inside, and Waterford have enough defenders back there. They can pick it up and decide where they want to go with this one. There's a player down the far side of the field for Waterford, but just as the physio got to her, she got back up to her feet. So we'll stick with the Waterford attack at the moment. A bit of pushing and shoving and dragging, as you'd expect. No one wants to take a Step back in this one. Lovely little hand pass inside as far as Abby Flynn. Now Abby has it. Abby's over the 20. She's heading for the 14. She's brought down. And that is going to be a free in. Ciara Hickey, the all-star from 2025 there for Galway, felt she had to bring Abby Flynn down. Abby was coming at pace, got the ball off the shoulder. There's a lovely little pass inside there. Abby got it on pace inside the 20-metre line, and then she was unceremoniously brought down there shy of the 14-metre line. So Niamh Rocket has a chance, and this time you'd imagine Niamh will go on Mo Deerock. She will go directly over the crossbar with this one, you would imagine. 1-1 the last day out against Cork, and she has a point here today now from a free. She got possibly a contender for goal of the year last weekend. We saw that clip went all the way around the world. In fairness, she's got some good ones in her back catalogue. If they ever decide to do a Laker Grail on Niamh Rocket, there's plenty of material there for out to the right hand side. Galway now start their attack around the 45-metre line, sending it bouncing. It's just stuck in the grass over there for a second, but it's flowing fairly freely after that, and the ball has gone out of play, and it is going to be a line ball far side of the field to the Daisha ladies. So a bit of movement there. Looked like Lorraine Bray wanted a short one. She's not going to get it on this occasion, so it's sent down into the corner. Bit of a mix up there, I think, in communication, and it makes it easy for Ciara Hickey to go back and gather that one, and she sends it up along the far side of the field, batted down in Waterford again, as they've done for the opening 4 minutes or so. They're picking up the scraps. It seems to be slightly more alert. Again, we've said it a few times now, a lot of these Galway players are only barely off the plane from America, so maybe that is affecting them, and maybe that's why their start is slightly slower than we might expect. But Waterford have the ball back now in their own centre back position, played down into the ground. Emer O'Neill picks it up. Emer gives it back a little bit too much on that. She was trying to hit Clodagh Carroll, but it doesn't matter, it works out for them. Vicky Falconer now has it. Vicky going forward here between the 265s, plays that down into the ground. Good ball and really well controlled, consider the condition. Again, it's Abby Flynn. She's been impressive in the opening 5 minutes of this one. She plays it back outside again, real good pace. This is Lorraine Bray again. Lorraine shortens up the grip on the hurley, and she strikes that one over the bar. She just always seems to inject that bit of pace, that bit of speed right when it's needed, and she knocks that one over the bar, does the Cappoquin woman, and gets a good score. Just came at the right time. Things opened up for her. She spotted the gap, and she sliced that one right over the crossbar. So it is Waterford who lead 2 points to no score. Just over 5 minutes gone in this first half. Ball batted down again. Again, we've said it as well. The facilities here, especially the pitch, how it's holding up, have to be commended. Whoever's involved in all the groundwork here, and hopefully it'll hold up for the next hour or so. Good ball outside as far as Aoife Donoghue now. Aoife has it. The referee has the hand up. There was a chop down. We heard it from up here. It is a chop down. It is going to be a free into Galway. Maybe a chance for Carrie Dolan to get the All-Ireland champions' first score in today's game. She's just there, as you can see, between the 45 and the 65. She's playing into a bit of a breeze, which I presume both sides will be very, very aware of. Waterford will want to try and build up as much as they can with this breeze, while Galway will just want to hang on to Waterford's coattails. Don't let them get too far ahead. So this one, they're just between the 45 and the 65. As I said, here goes Carrie Dolan. 7 points in last year's All-Ireland final. Of course, that famous one shall never be forgotten. The one out by the 65, out by the sideline, that won it for her team. That one, she comes in, it's gone to the left and wide, unfortunately, from her point of view. And the scoreboard remains unchanged. Waterford going short with this one. Murphy plays it up to her corner back. There is a bit of space for her to come into this. Galway have retreated slightly. They only left Niamh Nyland up there to try and stop Waterford running out with that one. It's batted down nicely there by Porter. Porter couldn't control it. Beth Carton is in under this one. Beth doesn't get it, but one of her colleagues does. Emer O'Neill has it now. Emer plays it up to Niamh Rocket. Niamh, nice control. Maybe a push in the back. The referee lets that go though. Waterford hold on to it again, going left and right. Nicely flicked outside. Emer O'Neill got a finger on that and does manage to control it. Keeps it in. They do look lively. They do look sharp. Back to Beth Carton. She just loses that. There's 3 Galway players around her. The hand is up there. It looked like Jennifer Hughes was been fouled. The referee played advantage. There was no advantage accruing, so we're going to come back for a free out to Galway. So a chance for Galway maybe to launch something from deep inside their own defensive zone. Here goes Ciara Hickey. Ciara goes down to the narrow side of the field. Good use of the body there, just couldn't keep it in. Carrie Dolan just swiveled her hips well and sent her player off. But the ball beat her out over the sideline. Lorraine Bray takes that one quickly and goes back outside. Again, the ball won't stick. It's going to get slippy. The rain is still spitting here a small bit, so it's still present and will affect the handling in today's game. It's going to be a line ball now for Galway. In fact, it's a free. Eva Dunn who takes that quick. I don't think Niamh Rocket was back to required distance there. The referee though lets that one go, and that one's over as far as Ava Crow of Waterford gives it back as far as Clodagh Carroll, I should say. And Waterford have managed to work it up to around the halfway line. That's sent over as far as Beth Carton now again. Beth has it. She's a long way from her own goal, and she goes further back with that pass. But they're holding on to possession, being very patient about that. Good ball up along the line. Just wouldn't come up the first time for Bodger, but now she has it. She's past her player. She plays it inside. There could be a shot here from a difficult enough angle. It just was too difficult in the end. It was a right idea. It was a quick hand pass out the back door, but the shot just was out to the right and wide, and the score remains at 3 points to no score. Galway now running it out their own defence here. There is a bit of space for them trying to exploit. That was Porter's ball just in towards the centre, and Waterford read that well. It was nicely taken in the air by Vicky Falconer. She has players left and right now. This is back to Sherlock again with that very identifiable blue helmet. Nice block coming in there from Aoife Donoghue. She's bringing her form from last year right back into this season. Again, both sets of players fighting for this one. The Galway management team there encouraging on their side, and that one has popped out. It nearly popped out there to Niamh Nyland. Just wouldn't stick for her though. Still there. What is there? 4, 5, 6 players around the ball at the moment. The referee's going to try and let them sort it out for themselves. Are they going to be able? The Galway look like they have managed to come. That's Nyland again. Niamh is away. Maybe she was pulled back slightly. The referee lets it go again. Runs into a bit of a brick wall there in the shape of the Waterford defensive line. The ball is still there. It's a little bit scrappy back there, and it is eventually cleared down the line. Niamh Rocket is the target, but the ball goes out of play in the end. So we'll restart with a line ball around 45 metres out from the Galway goal. Actually, we're coming up a little bit. The linesman here said no, the ball went out in a more advantageous position for the Galway team. So Ciara Hickey now has a chance. Another all-star on this Galway side. Doesn't make the connection she would have liked, but it might find another girl in maroon, and it does. It finds Porter, who's been fairly prominent in this game so far. Her clearance is half blocked, but it stays in just about. That's Keely Corbett Barry has it now. Does the old brick flick up along the line to Beth Carton. Now Beth goes across. That's going to drop between the 45 and the top of the D. Galway fighting for it. Galway have it through their full back over there, Roisin Black. Roisin tried to hit Niamh McPeak, and now does Niamh have it on the second attempt? Yes, she does. She has the ball in the stick. She's going forward. She's running into a bit of traffic there and forced to play it outside, where it is picked up there by Orla Hickey of Waterford. She gives it on to Beth Carton. Now Beth has it. Beth goes past 2 players somehow. Beth is looking up. Beth is thinking about a score. Has Beth managed to get a score? That's exactly what she's done. That's number 2 for Beth Carton, and that was a real beauty. She probably had no right to win the ball in the first place. She had 2 players dragging off her, managed to beat them. Then on her left hand side, strikes it over the bar from about 40 yards out. 4 points to no score now, Galway lead, and this would be the dream start they would have hoped for. Carrie Dolan has that ball now. She's hoping to put something on the scoreboard for her side. She comes inside, the ball doesn't stick, and again Waterford have it back. If you're joining us late, Waterford do have the breeze in this first half though, so they'll be hoping to notch up as many scores as they can before Galway return the favour in that second half. That one has gone in over the top, and Galway have defenders back there, and they're able to just steady themselves. That one is eventually controlled over there by Jennifer Hughes, it looks like. She gives it back outside, running over and back, and Galway holding on to it. Both sides very keen to hold on to possession, as you would imagine, given the conditions and everything else. It probably isn't the day for just hitting it in long. That's Aoife Donoghue again. She's fouled this time. The referee was right beside it. He was in no doubt that was a free. Aoife was looking to take that one quickly. That's what she's done, but the ball wasn't accurate inside, and it's easy picked up by the Waterford defence again, but it might come straight back at him. They have enough numbers in there. Carrie Dolan fighting for that one over there. In fact, that was Alana Kelly fighting for it. Now it's gone to ground again. And is it going to pop up? That's the Waterford defending 45, we'll call it over there. And has it popped up? It looked like it possibly had 2 players decide to leave the ruck and just let a bit of space develop, and Waterford come away with it then in the end. And that was a sent in around the 45-65 general area, and Galway have it back. And there is space to run into. There's a huge amount of space on this side of the field if she wants to keep going. This is Ciara Hickey. Ciara comes inside. She hasn't stopped her run. She wants the ball back. She's not going to get it back as that shot comes in. That shot comes in. It's the accurate. It's the team captain trying to inspire her side. That's Carrie Dolan, and that's Galway's first score of today's game. There was really good work initially from Ciara Hickey. The ball then found its way as far as Carrie Dolan, and Carrie Dolan, the all-star from 2024 and 2025, gets the opening score for her side. That will steady them a small bit. That is a good long ball down inside, and it has been picked up there by Abby Flynn again. Abby plays it back. Now it's up with Bodger. Now Bodger has support outside from Emer O'Neill. Gives it outside as far as Emer. Now Emer out by the sideline. She needs to come in a little bit. The angle will be very difficult to get a shot from there. She's half blocked. The ball is there to be won. It looks like Galway are the team to win it. This nearly away with that was Crow. Crow still has it. There's a couple of players on her shoulder. She gives it on to Carr then. Ava Carr now trying to control it. Ball, again, neither side really dominating possession in this little phase of play in the last couple of seconds or so, but Galway have won it back and they're fighting hard for every ball. They're at home, no one wants to be beaten at home. That's Carrie Dolan again fighting for that one. Clarence Bridge player. Now it does pop up. That's Jennifer Hughes. Even though the clearance was half blocked, it still managed to go maybe 20 yards diagonally across the field, where Waterford have got it. And that's Lorraine Bray. Oh, look at that. Lorraine Bray, brave as ever, right in front of Colin McAllister, the match referee. And Lorraine went down in a fairly theatrical manner. The referee says, no, play on, all is fair there. And he has eventually blown the whistle, but that was one that, that we might be talking about later in this half. But either way, Lorraine Bray just shows again the fighting spirit she has. And although she didn't win the free there, her side did win a free. And Beth Carton now has a chance between the two 65s with the breeze at her back to get her first score. Oh no, she decided to leave it. And out comes Niamh Rocket. So Beth has 2 from play. Niamh has 1 from a free. And Niamh Rocket is going to come out to take this one. Niamh, the PE and maths teacher, of course, down in Waterford. She has an All-Ireland Intermediate from 2015 and an All-Ireland Junior from 2011, of course. And as we said earlier, her 17th year on this Waterford panel. So here goes Niamh Rocket. As the rain starts to get a little bit heavier, it's not going to make it any easier for her. Throws that up, strikes it in. It's going to drop short in around the square. And it has gone down, and Galway just have the numbers back there, and they're able to come away with this one again. And just work it. Doesn't go a huge distance, so that clearance, Waterford putting the pressure on. Have they managed to turn it over? They maybe have. It's still there. Galway defending, Waterford attacking. Still there, still the ball on the ground. Who's going to come out with it? The referee is close by. Is he going to have a look? Beth Carton doing her best not to let the Galway defender come out, but the Galway defender was really well. That's a little short pass, hand pass outside, and it is eventually cleared away there by Ciara Hickey. It looks like Ciara drives that one long as far as Niamh Nyland. Now Nyland, she's out more or less all on her own. She's 2 Waterford players close by. Does she need support? What's she going to do? Coming back inside, waiting for some support. Gets a call from inside, goes across the field. That ball found a player in maroon. That is the main thing. That player is Aoife Donoghue. Aoife is the player you want if you're a Galway supporter, to have the ball in the hand around 20 metres from goal. But there's too many Waterford players around her to help her progress any further, and the ball does go to ground. Nyland going again. Kicked clear eventually by the Waterford defence. That was booted away there. That looked like it was Clodagh Carroll in the end. And the ball has gone down the other end of the field, and Waterford live to fight another day. And now it's up to the Galway defenders to try and get the ball. But it's not going to be easy. It's gone to ground again. Again, there's 6 players around this one, fighting for it, trying to dig this ball out. Who's going to come out with it? It looks like Waterford have the numbers in there. That looks like Abby Flynn again. Abby has it. Plays it outside as far as Niamh Rocket. Now Niamh, she doesn't need any time. She doesn't need that much space. Gets the shot in. But unfortunately for her, it goes out to the right and wide. Probably was the right thing to do. She did snatch it a small bit potentially, but she had to get it away quicker. She would have been shut down. Back to the Waterford half back line now to decide what they're going to do with this. A bit of a pull, a bit of a drag there again. Nice to see that just been left go, and this is good strong running by Keely Corbett Barry. She plays it inside to Beth Carton. Beth is looking up. Look at that, heads up hurling. Very Noel McGrath to it. She's always surveying her options. The ball inside wasn't what she probably would have hoped for though, and it's easily picked up there by Ciara Hickey again. Now Ciara has the chance. There's a little bit of a to and fro going on inside there between one of the Waterford defenders and one of the Waterford attackers. I think it was Lorraine Bray actually and Rachel Hannafy having a bit of a get to know each other session inside there. But it is Galway on the attack now. They've worked it down inside the 20 metre line. It's Aoife Donoghue again. Aoife, anytime she gets the ball, there's a bit of a excitement in the crowd when she does get the ball, but that one is nicely shut down again, and that's Lorraine Bray again, covered every blade of grass. We've only played 16 and a half odd minutes, but she's been up and down that field countless amount of times, and Waterford have it again. Oh, really good control, really good juggling, good use of the hurley, good use of the ball, and she's still going forward. Can she get a bit of support? Can she do it all in her own? The referee puts up the hand, and that is going to be a free, and really good work. And she is feeling the effects of that one, but she'll be absolutely delighted to have made such ground for her side. Really good control, just nearly went over her head on Emer O'Neill, but she did really well to bring it back down. She was still going forward here. The Galway defenders eventually said, no, we've seen enough of that. And Ciara Hickey was forced into bringing her down, and it is going to be a free, but really good play by Emer O'Neill, especially that touch that was going over her head, just to bring it back under control. And now it'll be a scoreable free on a normal day, on a day like today when it's wet, it's raining. We'll just have to see how, is it going to be Niamh Rocket, is it going to be Beth Carton to take this one? So we'll find out in a couple of minutes' time who is going to take it. It does look like it's going to be Niamh Rocket. So Niamh, who has won already today. And as we look at this one again, it is a lot more straightforward than the last couple she's had. But that breeze is swirling. The rain is coming down into her face. She's going with this one. She'll have the confidence to take it on. She takes it on. And the umpire, he was not in any doubt whatsoever with that one. He had the hand up immediately after she struck it. And Niamh Rocket gets her second of the day. And Waterford just push another point clear. 5 points to 1 now. They lead. As we are into the last 12 minutes or so of this first half. Galway back on possession of the ball now. They need to maybe get a couple of scores. Their only scorer so far today is Carrie Dolan. The ball inside now. Again, Nyland is the target. She's a young player. And they want to get her into the ball, on the ball a lot more. They're leaving her kind of plough alone for her up there. But she's doing well. Oh, a bit of a collision there. Elena McNulty ran into Nyland. Nyland felt that one. But McNulty has the ball. That's the main thing she'll say. Up as far as Bodrin now. Bodrin ball on the stick. Still going strong in as far as Niamh Rocket again. Really good control. Oh, you could see what she was trying to do. We know she's a flair player. On this occasion, just didn't have enough room to pull off what she was attempting. That was an audacious effort. It didn't quite come off for her. But I'd say we'll see more of that as this league and championship continues. And this is Carrie Dolan on the ball. Carrie coming inside. Carrie plays that inside as far as Niamh McPeak. Niamh plays that down again as far as Nyland. We saw her be trying this from minute one. Now Nyland has it. Her first time to get a shot on goal. I think this one is going to drop short. She was a long way out. Just didn't have the power she would have liked. Oh, but there, Noelle Murphy was in a bit of bother there. We could hear the block on that one as she made the clearance. The referee has blown his whistle now. Not quite sure what he thought. The ball has gone out of play. In fact, it hadn't. The referee had blown his whistle because it would go out for a wide. Nicely taken there by Abby Flynn, who has been impressive today. Puts that down into the corner again. Is it going to stay in? It is just about staying in. And it is Beth Carton who has it. Beth goes one way, then the other. Throws a little show and go. Throws that one up. Has she managed to get it in from a difficult enough angle? She hasn't, unfortunately, from Beth's point of view. She did a lot of that. The more difficult things correctly, just couldn't get the ball to curl inside the post. So Fiona Ryan, Galway minor back in 2018 and 2019, sent that one out there. But it's won back again by Sherlock. Sherlock gives it on as far as Flynn. Flynn sees the runner there. Oh, good ball inside as far as Orla Hickey. She sends that one over the top. Waterford holding on to possession. But just as I say that, the Galway rearguard got involved. 3 of them converged in around that one Waterford player and managed to dispossess her. The referee has the hand up. There is a free coming here. The Galway player didn't know that, to be fair. The Galway player there was Niamh Mallon, the Down native and 2025 All-Star. And she was fouled, and it is going to be a free. And it looks like it is going to be Carrie Dolan to go again. She's back inside her own half. That is a huge distance out, even for a player of Carrie's capabilities. You'd imagine she'll drop this one short, even though her body language seems to suggest she's going for it. 3-time All-Ireland winner, of course. She won an All-Ireland minor back in 2017, so people in Galway have been talking about her for a long time, and she really did step up in the last couple of years. Here she goes with this one. Her side need a score. I don't think she made a connection there she would have liked, but it still travels a huge distance, dropping around the square, dropping dangerously. Who's there? It is the fullback for Waterford, Clodagh Carroll. She just helps that on a small bit, and now Waterford able to run out their own defence again, having not conceded anything from that. They'll be delighted. That maybe was Keely Corbett Barry, I think, gives it up to Hickey. Hickey gives it back to Corbett Barry again, and she feeds that on as far as Vicky Falconer. She turns around and gives it in to Rachel Walsh. Now Walsh has it, goes one way, then the other, runs into a bit of space. There's a few players inside calling for it. She goes across the field. Oh, the ball just wouldn't go into the hand there, the Waterford forward trying to get it. I think she may have pulled her hamstring potentially after that. We'll go back and talk about that in a couple of seconds time. We'll stick with the ball for now as Jennifer Hughes gets on that one. Jennifer sends it down. She was trying to hit Niamh Mallon again. Niamh is outnumbered 2-1, and the Waterford defender comes away with it. That one's up as far as Corbett Barry again. I think it is from here. Corbett Barry sends it in, and we're going to go near where that Waterford player is injured. There's a lot of players around here now. Waterford have won the ball back. That looks like it's Beth Carton again. Beth has it. Oh, really well dispossessed there by Ciara Hickey. Beth has it back again. Beth goes to ground. A couple of Galway players come in around her. The referee's taking a long, hard look at this one, and eventually the play is going to stop. As we see, it looks like is that Abby Flynn of Waterford making her way off the field, which would be a huge blow to this Waterford side. Abby Flynn had been playing her heart out and really put in a huge performance in the opening 22 odd minutes. That is a big blow for this Waterford side. She was probably their most impressive player player on show in that opening 20 minutes. She seemed to just pull up there, possibly a hamstring injury. And that's going to be the end of her day, and Waterford will look to make a change. And the change potentially will keep an eye on it. We're going to play on before that change happens. And Galway, maybe they'll be buoyed on from seeing that go off. Here goes Carrie Dole. Carrie Dole, she couldn't see the goal. Her own player was standing in front of her. She still tried to take it on, but just didn't have the power. As we said, Galway playing into a stiff enough breeze, playing into the rain as well. And it is affected. Maybe some of their shooting is maybe slightly landing a little bit shorter than they would like. So the Waterford sub warming up there. We'll see her introduced in a couple of seconds to replace Abby Flynn. It looks like it's going to be their number 27. That 27 is Mairead O'Brien. So Mairead O'Brien will be in the next few moments. You'd imagine at the moment Waterford playing with just 14 players. But there is a free on the far side of the field on the 45. And here we go now, the introduction of Mairead O'Brien. And she'll be in for the remaining 7 minutes or so of this first half and the 30 of the second half. So she's going in there is Mairead. As Niamh Rocket has a chance with a free here on the 45. So Niamh has scored 2 already today, both from frees. Her side currently lead 5 points to 1, just inside the 45. Here goes Niamh, an all-star back in 2020. Strikes that one. Is it accurate? Yes, it is. That's over the bar. Number 3 for Niamh Rocket. And that extends Waterford's lead. And they'll need every one of them, you feel, coming into the second half with the All-Ireland champions breathing down your neck. You want as much of a lead as possible. And they currently lead 6 points to 1. Now Galway go short with that one. Just dropping that one over the 65. That one is just not won cleanly, but there might be a second bite of the cherry coming. Yes, there is. Niamh Mallon has it now. Niamh plays that one for the referee, has the hand up. She's trying to hit Aoife Donoghue. The referee saw a pull back. I think it seems to be the action there. So we are going to have a free. And again, it's going to be Carrie Dolan, you imagine, who's going to take this one. She has scored 1 from play already today. The frees not going her way just yet, but they have all been fairly difficult ones. And this one isn't an easy one either. It's a little bit more central than the last few, but again, the conditions here are not conducive to free taking, really. She's just trying to dry the sliotar as best she can, but not an easy thing to do here today when everything that is out there seems to be fairly wet. So here she goes, just dries off that hurley again. Looking at the post, going through her mental exercises. Picks that one up, strikes it again, maybe not to clean it, takes a deflection. Oh, that could have went anywhere. The ball drops short. It took a bit of a pull, a drag. It took something anyway, and it goes out and goes wide in the end. But that really could have went absolutely anywhere. But unfortunately, from a Galway point of view, it went wide. We'll just take a look at it again and see, can we see? It must have been the forward who got a touch on it. Oh, it was Nyland, and I think she was disappointed that didn't end up in the back of the net, but it didn't. But Galway maybe have got a bit of confidence from that as they'll go on the attack again. That one is dropping around the 45. Kicked out, and now it is one back, and Galway have it through Carrie Dolan. Plays it back outside. Still there, still fighting for this one, and Galway have won it back. That's Lacey. Lacey, 2 players on her back, but Lacey does well to hold both of them off and plays that one forward in as far as Bodrin. Bodrin has it. Oh, just as I say that, she'll lose it. This looks like Beth Carton has it though. Beth Carton still going strong. Beth being held, but Beth has beaten the cover. Beth now over the 20, heading for the 14. Still Beth Carton, she's brought down, and that is going to be a fairly scoreable chance. Was she inside the large parallelogram as she got close to the goal? I think she was just outside, so it is only going to be a free. But we watch it here again. Her player lost her hurley in fairness, which did make things open up. But here goes Beth. She is outside. Is she out? Oh, she's probably just outside, just on the line. I think the Galway defender knew what they were doing. If I pull her down out here, it'll be a free rather than a penalty. But Carton did really well there. Roisin Black seemed to lose the hurley at the precise moment, and there's the referee having a chat there with Rachel Hannafy. So we are going to get going again with a free in, and it's going to be free there on that 20 metre line, so not a penalty but a free in for Niamh Rocket to take this one. Niamh has already scored 3. This is probably the easiest one she's going to have today as we come into the last 3 minutes of this first half. The big talking point will be Abby Flynn having to go off after 22 odd minutes. So here goes Niamh Rocket. Niamh just strikes that one over. She could do that all day, and a fine score from her. So that one is left go long by Fiona Ryan, or as long as she can, as she drops that over the far 65. But it is again, the Waterford half back line who are doing really well, and they've won the ball back there again. This is Bodrin now. Bodrin going across the field. She goes past two Galway players like they aren't there, then plays that ball outside. There might be something on here for Sherlock. Sherlock comes back inside, just couldn't control it. And Galway have won it back. The far side of the field, that one is working up as far as Porter. Porter comes across the field. Again, Nyland is the target. Again, Nyland is more or less up there on her own though. That's the way they're playing it in this first half. And it is making things difficult enough for her, but in the second half, maybe the tactics will be slightly different and she'll have a bit more support up there. But nice work up as far as Falcon or Vicky has it now. Vicky looking around her. She tries to go short. Nicely taken into the paw there by Bodrin. Bodrin comes across now. The ball been held up there in the breeze here in Athenry. And the ball has dropped there on the edge of the D. And again, plenty of players commit to this one. The ball does somehow manage to squirt out. And Waterford have it. Is that Beth Carton who's down, and it looks like Beth is doing her best, but she's has got plenty of people around her making it more difficult. It was Niamh Rocket who shoveled that one out again, trying to hit Lorraine Bray. Lorraine doesn't manage to get onto it, and Galway have it back. Again, this is getting physical. It's good to see. It's what we want to see. We want to see competitive matches. That's exactly what we've got here on Niamh Rocket. I think a judge to have thrown that one. She was under a bit of pressure. I think she was trying to get the ball inside. I think she knew if the ball could get inside, things would open up. But the referee, Colin McAllister, I think was the call there, a judge to have thrown the ball. As we're into the last minute of normal time here, there's only been one real stoppage. That was for Abby Flynn around the 22-minute mark, having to go off injured. So now can Galway put one last press on in the finish off this first half of the flourish and try and go in at half time a little bit easier, as Waterford have dominated this first half. That's Ciara Hickey. Ciara Hickey drives that one up around to the far 45. It comes down. Niamh McPeak tried to pull on that one. She doesn't manage to get away with it though, and Waterford have won it again. That's Sherlock, it looks like. Sherlock sends it up again. Nicely controlled, or really well played. Now there's a chance left and right. What is Beth Carton going to do here? Looks like she's going to take this on herself. Both feet had left her forward when she strikes that one. It's going to be a tricky one, but really well dealt with by Fiona Ryan. A slippy day, the sliotar going in there. Could go absolutely anywhere. She took a touch on the hurley, just deadened it for herself, and away she came. And the referee has the hand up there, and it is going to be a free in, and the officials here, the backroom team for Waterford here in front of us, were delighted with that call. We'll just look at that again. She's coming out with the ball again, went one way then the other. I think steps may have been the call there, and it is either way. It's going to be a fairly scoreable one for Niamh Rocket, and that would finish off the half nicely from a Waterford perspective. She's already scored 4 today. They lead 7-1 coming up from Waterford. A long trip up to 2.5 hour trip that they would have faced this morning. If you'd said to them that they'd be 8-1 up potentially at half time, and that's exactly what Niamh Rocket has done. They'd be 8-1 up at half time. I'm sure they would have been very happy with that. So we'll expect maybe a minute to be added on at the end of this half. It's not a great poke out. Nicely brought down there by Sarah Lacey. She goes on to Niamh Rocket. Now Niamh Rocket, can she finish maybe with a goal? She's pulled, she's dragged, she's brought down. The referee decides that isn't a free, which is a strange one, but the referee is the man to make the call, and he was in a better position than I am, and he decided to do his play on. So that's Aoife Donoghue now. Aoife has on the ball. Aoife goes left and right, plays that across the field. There's a one-on-one situation over here. Who's going to get it? It looks like the Galway player has it. That looks like it's Niamh McPeak. Niamh goes back outside. There might be a chance for Carrie Dolan. Carrie, we hear the call from up here. There's a half a block down, and that is the half-time whistle. 8 points for Waterford, 1 point for Galway. If you're late joining us, it's very easy to give you a score rundown from a Galway point of view. They've got one in this first half. They're at home. They're the All-Ireland champions, and Carrie Dolan, the team captain, is the player on the scoreboard for them. From a Waterford perspective, the scores are a bit more spread out. Lorraine Bray in midfield has won. Her midfield partner, Abby Flynn, who'd been doing really well in the opening 20-odd minutes, she went off injured, which will definitely be a blow in the second half. But Lorraine Bray has 1 point for them. Beth Carton has 2. Niamh Rocket in that first half notched up 5, all from frees. And that makes up their 8 points. So 8-1 here in Athenry. It is Waterford, the visitors, who lead. So the half-time score, just one more time. Waterford, 8 points. Galway, 1 point. We're going to take a quick break for half-time, but we'll be back in plenty of time for every puck of that second half very shortly. Welcome back to Athenry. Just as Galway come out ahead of us, Waterford have been out for the last 4 or 5 minutes, and Waterford don't seem to have made any changes. You'll see out there numbers 21, 18 and 27 are out there outside of the 1 to 15, but all those players were involved in the first half. 27 was Mairead O'Brien. She came on after about 22 minutes, while Sarah Lacey, 21, and Orla Hickey, 18, started. From the Galway point of view, 18 and 19, Ava Crow and Eve Carr both started as well, so any numbers outside of them will be additions. We'll just keep an eye on what we can see. 8 points to 1 Waterford lead. The All-Ireland champions down by 7 points at half time. Now, they do probably have the breeze to some extent in this second half, so it'll be interesting to see what happens, what changes. What will Cathal Murray have said to the Galway players at half time? He kept them in there a few extra minutes. Is whatever he said going to make the difference as Waterford win that one back down? It's nicely picked up there. That's Orla Hickey. Orla Hickey spins out of bother, I was going to say, but she gets herself into new bother, and there is a free in the far side of the field, and the vocal Galway crowd on the far side are happy about that decision that the referee has made, and it is going to be a free, and it is going to be Carrie Dolan who's going to come across. She scored 1 in the first half. That was from play. This is a difficult one, but as we saw in the All-Ireland final last year, difficult means very little. This free is in a similar enough position from the winning one she got in the All-Ireland final last year. Conditions were probably a lot better, a lot more pressure on her that day too, but is this going to be a chance for Carrie Dolan to kickstart Galway's fight back? They do need a score. They'd love to get up and going inside the first minute of this second half. And that's what they're going to try and do from here. So there goes Dolan. Dolan with the shot that seems to be heading out to the right and wide. Unfortunately, from her point of view, just didn't get the angles right. The rain seems to have stopped here in Athenry, which is good for however long it will stay away for. Hopefully we'll get another half an hour or so out of it. So Waterford now with the puck out, going short initially and now driving it long, dropping batted back down. And one back there again. She's been prompt enough, has Orla Hickey on the ball, plays it inside to Mairead O'Brien. Mairead plays that on. Now Mairead still has it. Mairead ball in the stick. Mairead still going strong. Bit of pressure from behind, but she holds on to it. Still Mairead going down in that, trying to control it. Needs a bit of support, doesn't get the support, and the referee has blown the whistle. He's given a free against the Waterford side. Niamh Rocket not happy about that. Niamh having a chat there with Colin McAllister, but there is going to be a free out to Galway, and it looks like Fiona Ryan's going to come out and take this one. Fiona won a Junior A Connacht club title back in 2019. She's about to take this one for her side. So where's she going to go with this one? She looks like she's going to go to her own right hand side, and it's going to drop between the 265s. A couple of players go for that, no one makes a connection. Emer O'Neill comes down with it. Emer now gets that one. It's into a bit of no man's land in there, and it is eventually picked up by the Galway defence, and they can just start an attack again. That ball is going to win the race, you'd imagine. Carrie Dolan was the target, but she just couldn't get to it. I think she got a helpful nudge out over the side, and now here we're going to see the line ball taken out of the hands from inside her own 45, part of the new rules that have been brought in this year in the Camogie. So we saw it there, and it was driven down along the line. Niamh Rocket involved with this one. Niamh goes down, and that just couldn't get it up the first time, and it eventually go out of play. It's going to be a line ball to Galway, and it's Jennifer Hughes. Jennifer, oh, fine cut on that one. Sends it across the field. A good bit of height on that one. As it come down, it's just still not an easy one to pick up there for Niamh McPeak. And Colin McAllister, the match referee, says it's a foul. Might have actually been Niamh Mallon involved in that one too. But either way, it's going to be a free to Galway. They're fairly centre position, around 45 out. And Niamh is going to take this one. Niamh, who won an All-Ireland Intermediate with Down back in 2020. And won a Down County Club title back in 2021, of course, as well as the All-Ireland with Galway last year and an All-Star last year. So Niamh Mallon standing over this free now, just checking the breeze. Again, a bit more central than Carrie Dolan's last one. So a decent distance out considering the conditions. That's about 47 metres out, but she probably has the breeze assisting her if she can manage to utilise it. She goes with that one. Where is that going to drop? Oh! Where is it dropped? It's dropped into the back of the net. That definitely wasn't the intention. There was a bit of a mistake there, a bit of a mix-up, and that goes all the way into the back of the net, and that really has opened this game up. We'll take a look back on that one again. It was Niamh Mallon. She was definitely going for the free. She sent it in, it lobbed in. There was a couple of, it just went straight in over the head of Noelle Murphy. And there's a bit of consternation there in the middle of the field. Players not happy, pushing and shoving. I was actually looking back at the goal, so didn't quite see what the issue there was, but one thing we can definitely say is it's a bit of a push in the back is what we're hearing was the issue there. But Galway now 1-1, Waterford 8 points, and just like that, this game has got an awful lot closer. A really early goal in this second half, and things have opened up to it a large extent. Goes all the way into the back of the net. Noelle Murphy was maybe just caught unaware slightly as the ball still in over her head. She won't be happy about that. But she'll be hoping the rest of her teammates can pull together and they can get out Attenroy here with a win. Back on the ball now again is Emer O'Neill. Emer plays out as far as Bodrin. Bodrin trying to chase after that one. It's Mairead O'Brien who has it now again. Mairead, a big rangy player going forward here, drops out in around to the danger zone, trying to hit Beth Carton. Beth has it. Beth's under a bit of bother though. Beth trying to go down into... A lot of pressure being put on her. Good work inside there by Roisin Black, just pushing Beth out. Beth still has it. 3 players converge around her. That means there must be 2 players free somewhere else. But Beth puts that across. Niamh Rocca was the target. Niamh is just behind her player. Niamh putting in a bit of an effort there, but good defending by Galway in the end. They have the ball back. They weather the storm and they can go again. Definitely buoyed on from that goal there a couple of moments ago. Emer O'Neill fighting for that one. It's coming down with Galway. Look like they have the players there. They're able to just get onto that one, keep the momentum going forward. That's Porter again over there. Porter comes inside, gives that to McPeak. Goes back as far as Porter again. She's blocked down. Sherlock over there for Waterford. Who's going to come out? It looks like Galway have got it again, and that one looked like it was Porter who put that across. The ball doesn't find a maroon player initially anyway. Carrie Dolan again, who's moved in a bit closer to the goal. She's working hard for this one. The ball isn't won though by Carrie in this occasion. That's Vicky Falconer. She goes back outside as far as Hickey. Or the Hickey goes across the field. A nice effort out of control there by Sarah Lacey, which just wouldn't come down for her. And Galway have it now and they're able to run into a bit of space far side of the field. Nicely worked up along the line as far as Aoife Donoghue. Aoife has it in a bit of space. Aoife knows where the goals are. She's going forward here. What is she thinking? Is she thinking a green one or a white one? Plays that down into the ground. I don't know if that's fully intentional. The ball is still there. Galway still have it. Aoife still has it. 3 Waterford players on there on top of her. Gives it back outside. Ball still there. Can Galway get something out of this after the good work from Aoife Donoghue? The Waterford players look like they have enough players back there, and that's exactly what has happened. So despite that good run from Aoife, the scoreboard remains unchanged, and now Waterford have it back again, and there's time to just look up and decide where am I going to play this. So Orla Hickey gets it and she plays it down, but there's no one at all at home. Just like in the first half, we saw a lot of balls like that going into that Galway full forward line. This time in this second half, the Waterford full forward line is kind of being isolated a little bit. Mairead O'Brien fighting for that from there for Waterford. She does enough. Beth Carton now has it. Beth been pulled and dragged. Beth still has it. Plays that nice dink one in over the top. There is space. There is a chance of a score if she can just steady herself here. Bodrin has it. She's bearing down a goal. She's thinking, she just can't control the ball. What has the referee decided? He's blowing the whistle but hasn't pointed either way. Bodrin just couldn't control. It was like a bar of soap there. She went down for it 2 or 3 times. Just wouldn't come up for her. The referee is blowing the whistle now. Bodrin is still down. The Galway player is up. And again, the referee hasn't actually... So here we see Bodrin again. Just slipped past the tackle. Went down here. I think she was maybe caught in 2 minds. And then she ran into the Galway player there unintentionally. And it is going to be a free... I think, and we see a Waterford player coming on there. Alicia Forrest has come on there. Number 14 is into the fray for the next 23 odd minutes of this game. So she was supposed to start the Galtier player. She's back on the panel. She was away there took some time away from Camogie, but she's back now, and off goes Sarah Lacey. And on comes Forrest. So some of the Waterford players trying to encourage their side. Beth Carton out there just telling her players keep it going ahead, lift the heads. I think her defence is probably still in a little bit of state of shock after conceding that goal, and other players out there just trying to keep warm. It's wet, it's cold, it's not easy to stay warm, especially when you have a stoppage like this, but the players need to get attention they deserve. And I said a minute ago the Galway player is back up, but in fact she's not. She's still down, getting some attention. Bodrin is back up, and it is going to be a free in. It looks like Niamh Rocket is going to take, or is it going to be free out? I beg your pardon. It's a free out to Galway, and Fiona Ryan is going to take this one there on the edge of her square. She's looking around her here now. 4 points to 8, 1-1 to 8 points in favour of the visitors, Waterford. Galway have got the ball now, though in an attacking area up along the line, just about kept in, nicely taken. This looks like it's Niamh Mallon. Niamh Mallon has it. Niamh comes inside. Does she have support? Yes, she does. Plays it back as far as Nyland. Nyland, difficult enough angle. She was really off balance as she strikes that, and that one goes out wide in the end. No big surprise there. The angle was always going to be very difficult as the rain starts to fall again, and the rain is going the way Galway are playing. Is that a support? It should be, I suppose. That means the wind is also going that way, so Galway do have the wind for the rest of this game. The Waterford players, when they look up, they'll be getting rain into their face, which isn't a pleasant experience. Anyway, this one goes long, dropping over to 65, batted down, not controlled too well, come back outside, and Waterford have managed to win that there. That's Ava Crowe gives it back She was hoping to try and get it to Niamh Mallon. In fact, she was hoping to get it to Emer O'Neill. But Emer O'Neill now still has it, still kicking for it. Beth Carton comes in to try and support her. And the ball does come all the way back out there as far as Keely Corbett-Barry. She gives it in as far as Sherlock now. Sherlock is shut down by 2 Galway players. And has she managed to retain possession? She has somehow, because then comes Rachel Walsh to give her a hand out. Rachel on the ball now. Rachel coming across the field, plays into Beth Carton again. Beth goes left, Beth goes right. Oh, nicely taken there by Lorraine Bray. It's been quite enough in the second half so far, but she just springs into life now as she sends that one forward. Oh, just wouldn't stick inside. The ball just falling out of the fingertips at the last minute there. I think it was Mairead O'Brien who just couldn't get a hold of it in the end. The intensity has definitely upped since that Galway goal in this game, and now Galway are on the attack through Katie Ann Porter. She has the ball, she's been closed down, but she managed to get the ball inside as far as Niamh Mallon. Niamh Mallon on hands and knees, she's back up again, playing the ball back outside to Dolan now. Now Dolan has it, spins off her player. Dolan, difficult enough angle, she's going for the shot, has the confidence to take it on. The angle was always going to be difficult, and that goes wide in the end. The umpire, the linesman here in front of us, has the flag up indicating Waterford, and that linesman of course is Donnacha O'Callaghan of Limerick. He is the flag up because number 25 Kayla Madden is coming onto the field. Kayla Madden on, as is Maria Dillon, who's wearing number 13. She was due to start, and off goes Alana Kelly and Niamh Nyland, who really did give it her all in that first half. She was up there ploughing alone for her, as we said. She did give it her all, and now she'll be able to take a bit of a break. Also, Caoimhe Kelly, wearing 14, looks like she may be introduced soon for the Galway side, as we're into the last 20 minutes of this one. Can Waterford kick on and get a victory against the All-Ireland champions, or can Galway come from behind, come from an 8-1 deficit at half time back to win this one? All will be decided in the next 20 minutes or so, as Waterford have won this one back. That one on Mairead O'Brien, like a cat there, just got the claw out of it, just couldn't manage to control it. Still the ball on the ground, still 4, 5, 6 players involved. The referee has the whistle to his mouth, and then he says no, sort it out, and then he decides again there was a pull back there, and it is going to be a free in. A pull back there and a chance for Galway now to go with this free. Again with the breeze at their back, as we've said, and it looks like the player who got the goal, Niamh Mallon, is coming out again. Oh, or is she? No, the referee has moved it on, actually. Not sure, was there a bit of a dissent there under the new rules? That does happen. That is there, and of course under the new rules only the captain is supposed to be allowed to speak to the referee. Now we've seen a couple other players speak to the referee in today's game, just like right now it looks like Keely Corbett-Barrett was speaking to Colin McAllister, but the referee seems to be happy enough about that. So here we go with Niamh Mallon. Scored a goal from a little bit further out, but also from a free about 4 or 5 minutes ago. Is she going to go again? She was going for a point the last time. I almost guarantee she's going to get similar enough trajectory, but this one goes in, it goes high, and it goes over the bar, and she gets a point for herself. So 1-1 now for Niamh Mallon, all from dead balls. And just look at that score now, 1-2, that's 5 points. Waterford 9 points. Dropping down again. Just trying to look up that scoreboard. The scoreboard here says it's 9 points. I'm not quite sure, is that correct? We'll have a look back at our own records in a couple of seconds' time. By my reckoning, I don't think Waterford have scored in the second half, but we'll talk about it in a second as the ball is on up as far as Mairead O'Brien. Mairead O'Brien with the point. I may have said Waterford hadn't scored in this second half yet. Well, they've definitely scored now. That was Mairead O'Brien, and that's over the bar. To my knowledge, now the scoreboard is right. It's saying Waterford 9 points, Galway 1-2. The scoreboard here in the stadium, our scoreboard where you're watching, was correct all the time. 9 points Waterford, 1-2 to Galway. 13 gone in this second half to turn the shot, and that has unfortunately gone out to the left and wide. So yeah, just to reiterate, it is Galway at 1-2. That's 5 points. Waterford at 9 points. The last score there coming from Mairead O'Brien. There's a Waterford player receiving attention, but we'll stick with the ball for now as that one goes across the field. Galway on the attack, bit of pulling and dragging going in there. The referee says play on as it drops down again as far as Niamh Mallon, who's come into the game in a huge way in the last 5 or 6 minutes. She's on the ball again, players on top of her, but they're doing their best to stop her. The ball has gone to the ground. Good defending from a Waterford perspective. There's a push on the back, says the referee, and it's going to be a free out. That was Ava. In fact, it wasn't. It was Orla Hickey Again, Orla, who's been really involved in most good things from Waterford today, she's fouled and she's feeling the effects of it now. Just feeling a bit of cramp potentially, but a chance for a free out for Waterford and a chance maybe to launch another attack. So this is Clodagh Carroll, the Galtier player, 5 times county champions. Or she's a 5-time county champion. That drops over to 45. And there's again a bit of a ruck form. Oh, Galway do come out with this. In the first half we saw it was Waterford who came out, the majority of them. In the second half, Galway seemed to be the team winning those 50-50s a little bit more, but still a long way to go in this one. Rachel Hannafy plays that dropping around to 45. Waterford players are quick to react to that and they have it. They've done really well. They're down on top of that one again. That's Orla Hickey, but she's dispossessed. The referee has the hand up. There's a free coming to Galway. That's exactly what happens. He was trying to play advantage there for Niamh Mallon. Niamh doesn't get it and is going to be a free in. And the Galway supporters here starting to get a little bit more vocal as their team come into this a little bit more. And this is a chance for Niamh Mallon just around the 45 area. If she can score this one, it brings it back to just a 3-point game, which, considering at half time, was 8 points to 1. That is a real turnaround for the All-Ireland champions. I'm sure Waterford would have known this was coming when they talked about it though. Can they manage to fight back? So you can see there Niamh Mallon about to take this one. She has 1-1 already, and the Waterford player is just getting the magic spray, and she seems to be up and going again. The referee wants to get things going. I think he's getting wet and cold like everyone else out there. So we are going to start again with Niamh Mallon, and it was Orla Hickey who was getting the spray. Again, Waterford won't want to see that happen to her. She's been one of their best players out there today, and that one is taken in. That's a strike, and that's an accurate strike, and that's over the bar. So 1-2 for Niamh Mallon. So just 3 points in this one. And we're into the last 15 minutes. So this one is anyone's game at this point. As we said, Waterford came into this game having beaten Cork. So they sat third in the table. Galway came into this after losing to Kilkenny. So they don't want 2 losses on the bounce, having to travel the next day out to Tipperary. Now this is Galway on the attack. That comes across the field, dropping around the edge of the D, fighting for that one. That looked like it was Mairead Dillon, in fact, who's come onto the field not so long ago. She doesn't manage to pick it up cleanly. Out comes Clodagh Carroll. Clodagh gives it on as far as Emer. Emer puts that one forward, Emer O'Neill. Now that one is nicely taken up there by Lorraine Bray. Lorraine Bray, she loves to go running if she can. This time she decides to play it inside, and there is things to open up slightly. Open up in a big way, in fact, for Emer O'Neill. Oh, that's a big shoulder, and that is not allowed. And the referee has said it is going to be a free in. We might get a look back to that again. It was a good run. The Galway defender said, no, you're not going any further, Emer. Not today. She just met her and made sure that was the end of her day for now anyway. That was Ciara Hickey who just came across and stood her ground, she'd say. But it is going to be a free and a chance for Niamh Rockett to get Waterford back in it a little bit. They've been under pressure almost since the start of this second half. Waterford have scored 1-2 in the second half. Or sorry, Galway have scored 1-2 in the second half, while Waterford only scored 1 point. So here goes Niamh Rockett to try and get things going again for the second half. And she's got it. That's her second of this second half. So 6 now for Niamh Rockett. 5 in the first half, 1 in the second half. And on comes Caoimhe Kelly, wearing number 14 for Galway. And it looks like Niamh McPeak is the one to make her way off the field. So Caoimhe Kelly goes on, Niamh McPeak goes off. So Galway have the ball here. Still there, still not won cleanly by either side. Niamh Rockett involved in that bet Karen there on the edge of this little ruck as well. And it is, that looks like it's Leisha Forrest who had the ball there. She plays the type Bet Carton. A couple of players go down. Emer O'Neill went down there. Still Bet has it. The referee has the hand up. There's a free coming to Waterford. They're trying to play advantage. It is Forrest who goes with the shot. But that's going to go out and wide, and we're going to come back for a free in and a chance for Niamh Rockett to go again. This will be 2 in 2 minutes if she manages to convert this one. This one is slightly more difficult though. It's a little bit more off centre. But again, we've seen Niamh score frees far more difficult than this in the past. So this will just restore their bit of a lead at the moment. It's 1-3, that's 6 points to 10, so 4 in it. This will push them back out to 5 if she can get this, and they'd feel much more safe for the last 11 minutes or so. If they were 5 clear, you'd feel, but nothing easy about this free. We have a good angle from it here from our commentary position. We'll be right behind it as she strikes this. So here goes Niamh Rocket. Goes with the roll lift, sends it in, and that one looks like it's going to go between the posts. Is it going to have the legs? Oh, Hurley's go for it. That one is batted out. The ball is still there. There's not enough Waterford players. Mairead O'Brien is in there, and she has committed the foul. But Waterford, I think, were expecting Niamh to get that one. They didn't commit very many players in around the house there as it dropped short. Up went Fiona Ryan, but she was only able to bat it out. If there was a few more Waterford players in around her, that could have been a lot more dangerous. As it was, there was only one, and Mairead ended up fouling. Mairead O'Brien ended up fouling the Galway player, but now it's back. That was Torbed's Carton. Or there's a wild swing, but Bet does well. Plays it inside. Here's Lorraine Bray. Lorraine Bray going forward. She's been pulled, she's been dragged, but she's still going. Still Lorraine Bray shortens up the grip into Hurley, and that's a really good score from Lorraine Bray. She's been quiet, we said, in this second half, maybe from what you'd expect, but she just storms into the game when it's needed, and she knocked another one over the bar. That's her second of today's game, and both of them came at vital times. Does well there, though. Rode that tackle there and strikes it over the bar. Now Galway, who've been conceding the last couple of scores, they're trying to get back into this one again. That one is played inside, and still there, still on the ground. Galway fighting strong here again, still trying to get it up. Galway incidentally started today's game with 8 of the team that won the All-Ireland last year. So they are definitely experimenting, as you'd expect this time of year, trying out new things. And as we said already, Waterford missing 12 from the panel from last year. So lots of new faces, or fringe players maybe from last year, getting a chance this year. And it's great to see. And it is Waterford who lead 11 points to 1-3. Again, the ball has come up out of that ruck, and it is Galway who have it. And that was Aoife Donoghue who came out, but she was fouled. She has won her side a free. And I think we're going to see Niamh Mallon come out again. And why would they change at this stage? Niamh has scored 1-2 from frees. This is probably the farthest out one, but maybe the most central one that she's taken today. Has the breeze at her back again. Just trying to dry off the slither and the hurley and everything else is Niamh. Got a point in last year's All-Ireland final. As Galway went on to win that one. They're 5th in total. So here goes Niamh. Scored that goal for late Giants just at the very start of this second half. Shot coming in, and is that an accurate one? Yes, it's over the bar. That is a good score from Niamh Mallon. 1-3 she has now, and just nods on another score for her side. Aoife Donoghue here in front of us, her helmet came off, so she was forced to go off the field. Now the helmet is strapped up and she's back on again, or she has to wait actually to be till there's a break in play. So Galway down to 14 at the moment. She's a bit frustrated by that, but they are the rules at the moment, so she is off the field. Galway now on the defensive side. They have the ball back and are trying to work it up along the line. Oh, the ball just wouldn't come up, it just sticks in the ground. Even though the rain has stopped, it's still left its mark on this game. That one comes out. Keely Corbett-Barry there all on his own. She takes that present. She plays it inside as far as Emer O'Neill just wouldn't stick for her. It was Mairead Dillon then who was able to pick up that one. And Mairead Dillon sends it forward for the Galway attack in the area. The ball's still on the ground. Who's going to fight for it? Who's going to bring it up? Caoimhe Kelly in there with the yellow helmet just on the edge of that rock. Can she come out with it? She's been pushed and dragged there a small bit by McNulty. She's fighting for it too. Still there again, the referee's looking at this one. Is he going to throw it in? Is that what he has decided? He gave him as long as he could, and now Aoife Donoghue can come back onto the field. And it looks like Waterford might make a change here as well. Maggie Gossel, number 20, is warming up, and we'll have to wait for another few minutes to see her introduction, as that is won by Emer O'Neill again, the Bricky Rangers player. Went maybe 10 or 15 yards of the ball, but the ball has been lost. It was picked up again. Oh, I could feel a thud from here as Bowden ran into a bit of traffic. The referee has decided that's going against Bevan on this occasion. It is going to be a free in to Galway. And what have we got left in this one? Just over 5 minutes. It's 1-4. That's 7-11. So 4 points in this one as Maggie Gostel comes onto the field wearing number 20 for Waterford. So we're going to get going again with a free for Niamh Mallon. Can Niamh bring this back to a 3-point game? And off comes Bodrin there, who was just involved in that last altercation. She comes off the field as Maggie Gostel goes on. So here goes Niamh Mallon. Niamh strikes this left-handed, sends it in, and she's put it wide. That could be a big one in the context of this game. That keeps it at 4 points. That just gives Waterford that little bit of a cushion. Can they hold on to that? Can they beat the All-Ireland champions here in their own backyard? Galway won't want that happening. There's plenty of time to decide where this is going to go. 5 minutes of normal time. We've had a couple of stoppages. There's been a few players down injured in the second half especially. So you'd expect there to be at least 3 or 4 added on at the end of this one. Waterford have won it back. That is Keely Corbett-Barry. She's in a bit of bother, running into a bit of traffic there. A couple of players pushing and shoving. Niamh Rocket not happy about that. Either is the Waterford manager there in front of us, Michael Boland, just making the referee aware of his feelings. One of his players is down as a result of that, and Colin McAllister is going to call in there the Galway number 4, Katie Manning. After that last altercation, she will go in the book as well. Yellow card for her. You just see it there. Oh, it's just off camera, or was it off camera? Will we see it again? Oh, yeah, she just ran in and just didn't give way, I suppose, would be one way of describing it. And Beth Carter definitely felt that, but Beth, she's made a stern stuff and she's up and she's going to be well able to play on for the last 4 minutes in normal time. As I said, we would expect at least 2 to 3 at the end of this one, just as a result of the stoppages and everything else. Here goes Niamh Rocket here between the 265, about 5 metres in from the sideline. So Niamh is looking around. There's a couple of players making runs inside. I imagine this is just outside. She calls Maggie as she hits this one in, looking for Maggie Gostel. No doubt. Oh, what a take! Right into the paw. Here's a chance of a score. Difficult enough angle. And unfortunately, because that would have been a really, really good score, just from a neutral point of view, she knocked it into Forrest. Forrest took it right into the paw, but unfortunately from her point of view, put it out and wide. The score remains unchanged. 1-4 to 11 points in favour of the visitors, Waterford. So far side of the field again, Galway look like they have managed to pick that one up. That's exactly what has happened, and they're going to drive that one forward. It's going to be an easy one for Clodagh Carroll over there to pick up. She's all on her own. There's a couple of players calling for her. She takes a few steps inside and she is met there. Again, I think it was unintentional. I don't think the Galway player coming out was expecting that Clodagh Carroll would take a step back inside, and that's exactly what happened. We'll just see the replay here again. She came back inside and it is going to be a free out nonetheless. And another change there coming for Galway, I think. The lines in here in front of us has the flag up indicating there is a change, but didn't quite see who was going on or off there, but we'll keep an eye on it for another minute, because it looks like Kayla Madden was the player who ran over, but she was on all the time. So coming towards us though is Katie Ann Porter. She's the player who definitely come off the field. I didn't quite see who went on, but Porter is definitely off the field, and she was involved in plenty of good things today from a Galway perspective. So far side of the field, it's still Clodagh Carroll getting a bit of attention. So this will add on another minute or so. As you can see there in your clock at home, there's just over 2 minutes of normal time to go, but this is just another stoppage. Clodagh, the Galtier joint captain last year. She also has 5 county titles to her name. And another player who took a step away from the county panel and now is back involved. And she's going to take the free herself. I think she thought someone else was going to come over and take it. Now she has to go back and take it herself. Most of the other players have committed themselves forward. Waterford really want to put on a big push and get a couple of more scores before this one is over. That one is hit across. Again, Forrest was the target. Forrest was out in front, but doesn't get it. Niamh Rocket going for that one as well. That one is touched out, and is it going to make its way over the line? Yes, it is. It is a line ball going the way of Waterford. Waterford looking to make another change. They're really running the changes here. So number 19 coming onto the field. Number 19 is Alana O'Sullivan. So Alana on. Sends it down along the line. Beth Carton again fighting for this. Beth, can she get it up? The referee is blowing his whistle and the ball is going Galway's way. Sent in high across the field, around the edge of the D. Oh, nicely taken. She went up for that, just couldn't come down with the ball. Might be a second bite of the cherry, and Galway do have it back. Bit of energy been injected there, and it could create something. That was really well done by Niamh Mallon again, who's really tried her best for her side. As that one is played forward, is there something going to be on here? This Mairead Dillon. Oh, Mairead Dillon doesn't. Is she dispossessed? Galway still have it though. One last chance. Niamh Mallon now. Niamh Mallon to go again. Niamh Mallon on the back foot as she takes that strike and she puts it in over the bar. That's the first one from play for Niamh, but she has 1-3 to her name, so 1-4 in total now for Niamh, and she really is doing everything she can for her side. She just took up a good position there, stepped outside into a bit of space, and on the back foot strikes that over the bar. 1-5 now, plays 11 points. So that's just 3 in it now as we're coming down the stretch. We're over the 60 minutes, as you'll see there. We've had plenty of stoppages. We don't have a board here, unfortunately, telling us how long will be played, but you would expect at least 3, if not more. Galway now have the ball. We'll see the new rule here again. You're allowed to take it out of your hands inside your own 45. That's exactly what Ciara Hickey is about to do. Ciara goes across the field with that one. Nicely taken down. That one looked like it was O'Brien again. She couldn't get it on the second attempt, and it has popped up to Aoife Donoghue. Aoife, that was a tackle around the neck. The referee has the hand up, and it is going to be a free, and this one could get spicy in the last couple of minutes. 3 points in this. Galway have a chance. Will they drop it in? Will they put it over? As we've said, we've played 1 minute or thereabouts of the time to be added on. We would expect about 3, but that is not any kind of an official confirmation. There is no one with a board here, but there has been plenty of stoppages. Here goes Niamh Mallon. Niamh Mallon has 1-4 today. 1-3 from frees. That goal coming from a free from a not too dissimilar position in the one she's in now. On that occasion, Waterford only had 1 player back in the line. Now they have 3, or 3 in prominent positions anyway. Here goes Niamh Mallon again. Strikes that one in. It's a kind of a lobbing one. It's a dangerous one. It's battered out. The ball is still there, and eventually it is clear. But Galway are the first to react to this one. Can they get something onto this one? Turn it around. This is Kelly. Kelly runs into a bit of a white wall. Has to go back outside. It's just still one stick at the moment. Still the ball is on the ground. Carrie Dolan involved in this one. Waterford look like they have enough players there to stop this one. This is Bet Carton all the way back there. Bet plays that one up along the line. This is McNulty. McNulty finishes the clearance. And Waterford just want to play the ball down here. Oh, really well taken there by Lorraine Bray. Lorraine Bray is going again. Still Lorraine Bray. Still Lorraine going strong. Lorraine is just running down into the corner. That's all she feels she can do at the moment. Needs some support. Still Lorraine. Comes back outside. Bet Carton made the call. Bet has it now. Bet needs some support. Bet plays it inside. This is O'Neill. Emer O'Neill rises tackle again. Emer O'Neill gets the shot away, and Emer O'Neill has put that one wide. So a huge effort put in there, especially by Lorraine Bray, who got on the ball and just ran with it and held on to it, waiting for some support. Unfortunately, the shot went wide. Oh, really well taken there by Niamh Rocket. Now Niamh puts that back down there again. Unfortunately, there's no player there in a white jersey initially anyway. It's a 3-on-1 ball, but it comes back outside to Emer O'Neill again. Now Emer has it. Emer loses the hurley, and Emer is fouled, and it is going to be a free, and Emer O'Neill really has given her all out there. The amount of possession she's been on, she's been involved in absolutely everything Waterford have done in a positive manner. And she has won her side a free. It's only her second year on the panel, Emer O'Neill. Her father is a former Derry footballer. Her mother, Brona, a former Antrim Camogie player. And you can see that pedigree breaking out in her there as she's driving forward every time she gets on the ball in today's game. And she has won her side a free, and one that Niamh Rocket will be under no panic to take whatsoever. So Niamh got 5 points in that first half, all from frees. She got 1 in the second half. Her side lead by 3 points. We've played, as you can see there, nearly 3 minutes over the allotted 60. Here goes Niamh. This is to be a big score. Would really put the icing on the cake in the magic. She has managed to bend that in and strikes that one in and over the crossbar. Niamh Rocket with number 7 of the day. Her side now go up to 12. It's 1-5, plays 12, 4 points. We've played 33 minutes of this second half. And it's Galway who have the ball. They need a green flag at this stage. Nothing else will do. They'll even need a couple of scores to go onto it. Now Waterford, though, they seem to have just ridden that wave. Galway were on top for large portions of this second half, but it didn't manage to get enough scores, it looks like, at the moment. And now Niamh Rocket is going into a more advanced position. She put up the hand there. It was batted away from her. Galway have it back again. They haven't given up on this. They feel they could get something out of this, but Waterford have the possession. That's Bet Carton. Oh, lovely ball through. That's on to Lorraine Bray. Lorraine Bray, oh, she wasn't happy. The very minute she struck that, I think she knew it was going out to the right and wide. But at this stage, the fact that the ball went dead, that might be enough. That might be enough. How many more attacks will the referee allow? No more is the answer. 12 points Waterford, 1-5 to Galway. That is the final score here in Athenry, and it is a famous win for Waterford, coming up here to Athenry to play the All-Ireland champions and beating them reasonably comprehensively. 12 points to 1-5. There was a couple of half scary moments throughout that game, but really Waterford were full value for that result. Niamh Mallon did give everything she had for the Galway side, scoring 1-4 in the end, including that goal she got in the early stages of that second half. But today is all about Waterford. They defended really well. They got the scores when they were needed. And they have got the victory here against the All-Ireland champions in Athenry. Just to run down through a few of the scores. Lorraine Bray got 2 points. She was immense throughout today. Beth Carton had 2. Niamh Rocket, as we said earlier, 7 points she finished with. And they were the main scorers in today's game for Waterford. Looking at the Galway side, Carrie Dolan had 1. Niamh Mallon, we talked about a minute ago, 1-4. And a couple other players then contributed as well. I'm just actually looking at my notes. I think that might have been all the players that contributed throughout today's performance. But 12 points for Waterford, 1-5 for Galway. And that is the final score. A big win for Waterford. 2 in a row now for Waterford. And 2 on the road, to the best of my knowledge. I think they lost, or they won below in Cork that first day. And now they have won in Galway against 2 of the kingpins of Camogie over the last few years. And they'll be absolutely delighted about that. We're going to take a quick break and let you look back at some of the best bits of that game while I try to run down and get a word with the winning manager and, of course, the player of the match. So have a look back at the best bits and we'll be back with you very shortly. Welcome back to Athenry, and Katie from Centra will present our player of the match, Emer O'Neill, with her trophy. Perfect, thanks very much. Emer, how are you feeling after that when you covered absolutely every blade of grass out there? How are you feeling?
Oh, I suppose I left all in the second half. I wasn't up to much in the first, but yeah, no, I was happy with the result, and always nice to come up to the home patch and get a win, I suppose.
Coming up to the All-Ireland champions Galway, what were you feeling coming into today's game?
Well, it was all a bit of a mess really, sure. The pitch was changed, I think, just before the match started and stuff, so I think we were just happy to try cool the heads before we actually got in here in the first place. But yeah, no, delighted always, sure, to beat the All-Ireland champions is always a win.
The season started really well for you. Cork the first day, Galway today. What's different about you this season, do you think?
I suppose we've way more depth in the panel this year, I'd say. Like, there's so much competition in training, like no one is sure they're going to start and everyone's just trying to keep their jersey, and I think we haven't had that in a few years, so it's actually unreal. The standard has gone up in training and it's just delighted to be a part of it now.
The second half they came back at you. When they got that goal, they did have a big purple patch in fairness to you, but you withstood it. What were you feeling going through that second half maybe when they were coming back at you?
Yeah, well, I suppose Mick had actually warned us of that. You know, we've let things go in the last 15 minutes the past few years, and he was trying to tell us to just keep the cool head, and that will happen in every game, just it's a matter of when. So yeah, no, we were kind of prepared for that, and for that to happen, it's always going to happen against a team like Galway anyway. 2
out of 2 done the league, you must be happy overall.
Yeah, we won't get ahead of ourselves now, but sure, it's hard not to be delighted really, isn't it? So,
brilliant. Yeah. Emer, thanks very much for talking to us. Best of luck in the rest of the league, and we're hoping to get Michael, the manager, over to us in a couple of seconds time. So just waiting for Michael to come over. He's just actually in the middle of talking, giving one last instruction there to our side. So I'll just see if Michael will come over to us now here. Michael, if you come over and talk to us, please. Paul Jenkins. Paul Jenkins, my congratulations. We'll just bring you over here. We're live at the moment, actually, so I'll just stand you here if you wouldn't mind. Michael, 2 wins out of 2 coming up to Galway to beat the All-Ireland champions. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, come here, Galway, it's always hard. All-Ireland champions, maybe they've been away for a couple of days, coming up to their backyard and getting results. Yeah, it was nice, but it doesn't change anything. We're only 4 weeks into the season. Not all teams, they don't have a lot done, but we'll take an awful lot of confidence from it more than anything else. Yeah,
you made a really good start, which I suppose maybe does stand to you, I suppose, to show what you're doing is right in training, because you did look very sharp from the very start.
Yeah, come here, I suppose what we're trying to do in training is at times is coming in, but it's not there fully for the 60 minutes, which is very important, that you probably have to work that small bit harder. But that's probably down to the amount of work you've done on the field as well, because you haven't been on fields, But look, over the next 3 or 4 weeks, that'll probably take shape. But definitely, we're like anyone else. The Galway, they were away on holidays, so you have to take that with a pinch of salt too,
Absolutely. You were 8-1 up at half time though. What did you say to him at half time?
Just keep doing the same thing, just trying to game manage. When you're in a position like that, you don't throw away a lead, you don't give away stupid scores, you don't give stupid frees, you just don't give the opportunity to give the opposition a chance to get back into the game. Very simple, just keep doing what you're doing.
You must be happy enough as well. You got to run a lot of the bench, you got to bring on a lot of other players that maybe didn't start the game. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, but that's important. Let's be honest. The 28 girls that are on that panel there or whatever, it's very important they all get game time, because over the period of the 6 months or so, or the 8 months to play hurling, most people will tell you probably 20-22 of a panel get an opportunity. So it's very important to get to see them all during the league, and that's what the league is about. We're going to look at everyone during the league, give everyone game time. Let's see, can they offer something for the championships that's coming around soon.
Absolutely. Michael, thanks very much for talking to us, and congratulations again, 2 out of 2. The Waterford winning manager there, Michael Boland. Thanks very much for your company here today. My name is Paul Jenkins. Thanks to Luke and Owen there in production. We'll be back again very soon, but stay tuned to the Waterford Camogie channel. During the week we will have highlights of both of our stream games today. My name is Paul Jenkins, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.